Alright, let's check out how I used Dissonant Guitar in the EDM Volume 1 demo. First, let's take a listen to the clip. Cool, so this whole thing is 3 chords, just in a rhythm, and the chords are, just for fun here, let's do it, D minor, so we have D minor 7, but just D minor to, we have next E minor 7, and then F major 7. So 3 chords, a D minor, E minor, and F major. That's it, that's this whole progression, just in a rhythm. Over here we just changed the voices slightly, we put A in the bass, and then G in the bass, A in the bass of the F, and then G in the bass of the E. Just reverse the order. Anyway, MIDI is really simple, just these 3 chords in a groove. Sounds great. So let's take a listen, or let's take a look at the macros that I assigned and the way that I manipulated it, all the pre-assigned macros, to make this sound so dynamic. So let's solo this, and let's take a look at the parameters that we have available in this sound. We have vibrato, delay, reverb, phase, cutoff, shaping 1, shaping 2, and FM as the pre-assigned macros, and let's see which ones I used in this sound. So I used the FM right here. I used, actually a little bit of volume changing right there, which is just the volume. Delay, the built-in delay a little bit there, just for a little subtleness. Phasing, which I think that this is the one that's chiefly responsible for that big change in the way that the whole sound feels in the second half. Some cutoff changes to make it subtly feel like it's moving. And then some shaping changes slight here, and the shaping is going to be like, it's connected to distortion. So it's going to be kind of distorting the sound a little bit in a different way, shaping the sound. So let's check this out. Let's take a listen now. And here, looking at these, let's take a listen to the FM and see the change that the FM does. Let's solo the sound. Let's bring this up. Cool, so that's a big one. Let me grab this. Come on. Give me, there we go. Let's take a listen. So the FM is really responsible, has a big part in creating the way that this sound moves over time. And I really like how it really kind of gives it this really interesting texture and makes it feel quite different, more digitized almost, but still very present. And over here we have it beginning up. So that's where that big change in the sound comes from. I thought it might have been from the phasing, so when we get to the phasing we'll hear what that one does. Then we just have volume. I don't think I have to cover that. Just make it a little bit louder over here. Delay, really subtle here. I don't think I have to cover that really, but basically we can hear the delay phasing off, and so over here we just have a little bit of movement happening in it by dragging it up, having a little bit more of a dramatic effect, and then back down, making it kind of phase out a little bit, just so that it doesn't feel like it's the exact same thing the whole time. We can hear that delay nicely trailing off. And it's quieter over here. Cool, so that's the delay. Let's check out this phasing, which I'm quite interested in actually. Alright, it's more subtle, or maybe that the combination I have with the FM and the phasing are just not coming together to make something that's so stand out, but it's definitely doing something subtle because I made that decision when I was producing it. So let's check out over here. It's a little automation error. Cool, so this one is actually more subtle, so it's just changing the phase of the sound. And so it's probably, I most likely made this decision just so that I impacted a little bit more life in the sound, a little bit more movement. Again, I just like doing these little subtle things so that you might not even notice what's going on, but you can feel something happening and moving. And I think that's why these presets are really great, because you can just kind of grab some parameters and move them around and have these subtle changes that just you feel. So let's check the cutoff now. Just a nice standard cutoff. That sounds nice. I actually really liked it around here. It kind of sounded mouthy. This is a great one to automate. So in this case, I kind of have it building, and then I let the FM take over the texture, and I drop down the cutoff. Let's see what this cutoff sounds like over here. It's actually quite different, so much more open. Very precise, very focused. I like that. Let's put it back to the way it was. Cool, so just a totally different feel. I love how you can get that out of the same exact sound, two very different things. All right, so now the shaping. Let's check this one. This one's likely going to have just some sort of distortion effect. Yeah, we can hear a layer of sound begin to come in when it's up and down. Yeah, we can really begin to hear the noise come in. Ooh. Really bringing out some dissonance when we have it up with the FM up as well. I like that. Cool. So we've really destroyed it right here. Fix that. So what I did in this was make it so that it kind of began with some more noise and distortion and ends with it. So again, just we have a slight difference between the beginning and ends in the middle. So it all comes together to simply create a living sound. All right, there we go. So that is Dissonant Guitar EDM Volume 1 demo, and exactly how I used it. And I'd love to hear how you play with this sound.